Hey, guitar playing champions! Bending strings when we play guitar sounds great, but have you ever noticed that 99% of the time when you hear someone bending a string, the sound always goes up? You know what also sounds super cool though? Descending string bends, sometimes called ghost bends. So instead of playing a note on the guitar and then bending the string so that the pitch goes higher, we're going to bend the string before we play it, and then as we play the note, we're going to release the bend, and that gives us a note that goes down in pitch and sounds super, super cool. All right, so I'm going to play a couple of descending ghost bends to the backing track, and I want you to take a listen to see how cool this sounds. All right, so as you hear, when the note is already pre-bent, in this case, that note is dissonant. It's not in the chord that's going on in the background. So we're pre-bending to a note not in the chord, and then we're releasing the bend down so that we get to a note that is in the chord, and it sounds really cool. So the first chord was B minor 7, and I played this C sharp note here. It's B bent up to C sharp. So I'm playing the C sharp, which is not in the B minor 7th chord, releasing it down to B, which, as you know, is the root of the B minor 7th chord. Then when the chord changes to D, D major, I'm pre-bending this A note up to B, so that's the dissonance that you heard, and then releasing it down to A, which, as you know, or I think you know, that the A note is in the D major chord. So it sounds really great when we descend and release the bends. Grab your guitar and let's play through these examples together. They're pretty simple. Just have to pay attention to which notes are pre-bent a half step and which ones are pre-bent a whole step. And you can see that in the notation and the tablature on the screen. Here we go. Let's repeat it all. How'd you do? Did you find it easy to go back and forth between the half step bends and the whole step bends? Or was it challenging to do that, just to keep track of what's happening where? Now, one of the things that sometimes trips people up is they're not sure how to bend a note in tune without hearing it as you do. So, for example, if we wanted to bend this note to sound like this note, and we do this, we of course can hear the note as it gets closer to the pitch that we want. We can hear that, right? So we hear when it's correct. I mean, if your ear is reasonably trained a little bit, you can hear when it's in tune. But when you're bending really fast or you're pre-bending, there's no real time to hear in advance how far we need to be pushing the string up in order to get it into tune. So how do you practice that? Well, what we want to do is start to learn to memorize how much a half step bend really is with our fingers. So when we're on, let's say, 19th fret, I know with a pretty reasonable amount of confidence and accuracy how much to bend the string up because I practiced it a lot of times. Okay. Now, it's important to understand that everywhere on the guitar, it's going to feel a little bit different. So when the frets are close together and the string is tighter up here, the tension on the string is higher here than it is in the center. Okay, the string is under more tension here and more tension here, harder to bend the strings here and here than it is in the middle. The point is, it's going to feel, a half step bend here is going to feel easier than a half step bend up here or down here. So it does take some practice to get the feel of how far do I need to bend to know, or to at least have a reasonable guesstimate of how far do I need to bend in order for that note to be in tune. So if you're trying it and you get the note a little wrong, it's a little sharp or a little flat, don't get frustrated. Okay, it was for me too when I was learning to do these things. Just don't give up on it. You will get it. Just keep working at it. Now, before we get into the next set of examples, I've got another video on YouTube that is closely related in concept to this one. Check it out. It's called Guitar Solo Lesson. Improve your soloing immediately. Next, I'm going to show you a very cool variation on what we've already done, and this will give you more feel, more expression, and will be more fun to play. So I'll play through it all first, and then we'll break it down and talk about how to do it. All right, so all I'm doing is, same as the original set of examples, I'm taking the 19th fret, was our first note, pre-bending up to the 20th fret. Okay, so you're hearing that note. And then we're going to start releasing the bend down. Okay, but we're going to go one fret lower. So from, this is fret 19, the note I just bent. We're going to go to fret 18. And we're going to come up a half step. And then you can add vibrato there on that note. Sounds really cool. Then we'll go to the next note, which was the 17th fret. We pre-bend that to 19. And they're going to release that down. Then we're going to go one fret lower, fret 16. Bend that up a half step, add a little vibrato. And then the same thing for the other example. So fret 15, we bend to 17. Okay, and then we're going to go one fret lower, fret 14, come up a half step. Same thing here. We've got a half step bend from 14 to 15. Go down to the 13th fret, do a half step bend up. Same thing on the next example. We're taking the 12th fret, we're bending it up to 14. Okay, pre-bend. Release it down, go half step lower, 11th fret, go up a half step, add vibrato, and then the last note was 10th fret. And then we're going to release that down. Go to the 9th fret, come up a half step, little nice vibrato, and that's it. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun. It's very, very expressive. It's just really fun to play. Now, if you want to learn how to make any lick that you know sound even better, I'll show you how in my new free ebook titled The Secret to Adding Fire and Emotion to Any Guitar Lick. It's free. Click the link below to download your copy and make every lick that you know sound even better.